Okay, so my name is Brian Goldfarb, and I am a marketer at Microsoft focused on the user experience, platform, and tools. I work at Microsoft in Redmond, Washington, although I live in Seattle, and that's an important point. My office is an interesting place. Microsoft has an office culture, so I have my own office, and it is one cluttered place. I tend to be a pile person, so I have lots of piles everywhere. Yeah, and so in one part of my job, which I really enjoy, is I do get to travel a lot and meet with customers, present, and do a lot of public speaking. And I do actually travel a little bit less now than I used to, now that I'm working with a bigger team. But I still try to get on the road about 1 week a month at least. And so I do a lot of work on the road, hotel rooms and conference centers and airports. I'm the king of wireless internet, and the world has changed so much that you can really work from anywhere. Ooh, the essential tools for me are really interesting. So there's absolutely the laptop. I go everywhere with my laptop. I need access to email all the time. I'm a complete email addict. It's ruining my life every day. But that's the laptop. The cell phone. I have a Windows mobile phone. I have constant access. So I can do my Twitter. I can update my Facebook. I can read my email. I can surf the net. My ADD is always apparent. So I'm always doing something. I need to be constantly engaged. So definitely my phone. I'd say there's two other really life-critical things that I have. The first is my MP3 player. I have a Zune, one of the new 8 gigabyte Zunes. I absolutely love it. And I'm not just saying this. I work at Microsoft. Like, I had an iPod, and I hate it. I actually really don't like the spin wheel. I admit it. It's just my own thing. I like click wheels, and they have this slider touch thing that just works for me. And I also have a media center at home, so having the connection between the media player and the Zune is better than having to maintain the iTunes thing and the media player thing. And then the other thing I can't live without is my Bose headphones. The Bose sound canceling headphones are an absolute accessory must-have for anyone that flies. Bose pay me later, but seriously, I have the twos, the Quad Comfort 2s, and they're amazing. You put them on the airplane, you know what that says, everyone? Leave me alone. I'm busy, I'm working, I'm sleeping, and I couldn't live without them. So when I was a kid, I definitely was a geek. I was a geek from an early age. I definitely got my first computer. My Apple was an Apple II GS was my first computer, and I was always in love with computers when I was a little kid. And I went down sort of a investment banking path. I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to be a Wall Street guy. And then I realized that was a terrible, terrible idea. I valued my soul a little bit more than that. I found out. And I ended up back in technology, but in a space that I didn't actually think about when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, it was like, oh, I want to be a technologist. I want to write code. I want to be part of the process. And in the role that I have now, I get to work with developers and designers every day, but I'm not an engineer. I'm a marketer. And so I get to talk about technology, I get to work with the technology, I get to know about the market and technology and the people, which I love. I'm a total people person. But I don't have to, I'm not locked in the dungeon with the ball and chain around my ankle writing code all day. And that's something I think lots of people love, and I work with those people every day, and they're great people. That's why I love my job. But I like, for me personally, the fact that I get to get a broad exposure and not actually have to do that every day. The activity that I do most every day is reply to email. No question. I get so much email, and I am a complete junkie. And people ask, what do you do what's your job like? What do you do? I'm like, well, I spend about 7 hours in Outlook, an hour in Excel, party a little bit in Word, on the phone sometimes. But yeah, definitely Outlook. It's kind of like, what's your tool? It's Outlook. Yeah, really, it's email. The biggest misconception, the way I describe... the biggest misconception, the way I describe my job, I always apply the mom test. It's like, what do you have? So how can she explain it to her friends, And I tend to say the easiest way to think about what I do is I sell software and I market software to people who build software. It's really unique. Today there really is this distinct and different world between the designers and the developers. They don't communicate very well together. They sit separately. And we see this in even some of the most advanced creative agencies in the world. And so our focus with Expression Studio and Visual Studio and all the work we're doing in platforms and tools at Microsoft is really how to break down those walls. And that way the end product is exactly what they expected it to be. They're speaking the same language. They're creating code. They're writing code. It just works. We just actually shipped the final product today. So it's Expression Studio 2 just launched. It's done. It's no longer in beta. And we're really excited about that. And what really, I think, is the thing that makes me most inspired by the product team that's building Expression is their commitment to very regular, rapid cycles of shipping software. This isn't the 18 to 24 month or 36 month, that's when version 3 comes out. Like, we're going to do it every 12 months, we're going to do it every year, and we're going to do it regularly, and we're going to innovate as fast as possible with the most stability so people can use it even as we're innovating. I'd say my favorite Disney character is probably, I think Goofy's kind of fun. I'm a Goofy guy. I like to have a lot of fun. But then I like Donald Duck's Quack. I'm not a Mickey Mouse kind of guy. I think he's just way too Disney. No, I think the key takeaway from Microsoft's perspective is there's a couple of things. Number one is we are learning. We're new to the space. We're engaging with designers in a way as a company we've never done it before. And we're going to make mistakes, and we're going to learn from those mistakes. And that's the commitment I have to everyone at the show, everyone in the business, is that we are committed to innovating and changing and growing as a company to really make design a first-class citizen and a first-class part of the way, not only that we build software, but the way we enable others to build software, so that you all can build great software that you can show to your friends and that you can make money from. And let's be clear, that's really part of the story here. How do you make money? And we recognize that. That's really what we're committed to doing. Microsoft has, it's always a two-way street. Whenever you do anything, you're providing value, hopefully, and you're getting value back. And when I think about the Create show, the value that for Microsoft being here is really just about awareness. I think that's the stage that we're at with our technology, is helping this community that we're just reaching out to even know that we exist. And then answering the question that I got by about 50 people is, why are you here? Why do you care? If you look at the design space, there hasn't been a lot of competition. And the technologies that exist in that space have gotten a little stagnant. If you talk to people around the show, that tends to be a common theme. It's like, oh yeah, it's not really moving that fast, kind of not listening to feedback. And so the value that I want to add, I want to go provide competition. I want to go force companies to innovate, because the winner there is you.